Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is TJ.
Hello.
And we march on with our 5th annual 31 Days of Horror, where we watch a different horror movie every single day in October. And we're on day 12, and our movie was Marrowbone, or The Secret of Marrowbone. Before we get into it, spoiler warning now! If you want to avoid spoilers, skip ahead to the time code you see on the screen. Let's get right into cast and crew rundown. This was written and directed by Sergio G. Sanchez, and this is his first actual theatrical movie. He's written The Orphanage and The Impossible, but this is his first actual thing. First movie he's actually directed.
Okay, cool.
Jack was George McKay. He has been in 11/22/63, and a movie called Pride, and a movie called How I Live Now, which I think has been on our radar for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have Allie. That was the always recognizable Anya Taylor-Joy, which is saying something for me because I have a hard time recognizing actresses sometimes. She is in The New Mutants, Split, Vivitch, Morgan, and Thoroughbreds, among others. And what's interesting about her is she's only been doing this since 2014 and only has about 19 acting credits under her belt. So not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I think she picks really good movies. Overall. Billy was Charlie Heaton. We know him from Stranger Things. He's also been in Shut-In, and he's also in The New Mutants. And I did this for a few people because I thought it was interesting. He's been acting since 2015 and only has 11 credits under his name. Even though he's not a favorite of mine, still pretty impressive. Jane was Mia Goth, which is an awesome freaking name. She's going to be in the Suspiria remake. We saw her in Cure for Wellness, which many people did not like, but I think we both did.
Mm-hmm.
She's also been in The Survivalist, and she was in Nymphomaniac Volume 2. And she's only been around since 2013 and only has 12 credits to her name, which is pretty impressive. Sam was Matthew Stagg. He's obviously relatively new, but he was in a production of Macbeth, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a couple years ago, so he was even more of a little guy. The mother was Nicola Harrison. She's been in The Impossible and Control. The father was Tom Fisher. He's been in... The only thing that I saw that we would know was The Mummy and Van Helsing. Porter was Kyle Soller. He does some video game voice work. I thought it was cool. He's done Dragon Quest Heroes. So I thought it was neat because that's a favorite series of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on a lot of TV series, and he was in Anna Karenina. The Monster, that's what he's billed as, the Monster, was Robert Nairn. He has been in Star Wars Force Awakens, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Howl, and Penny Dreadful. He's usually playing some kind of monster. And pretty much, he's kind of like Javier Botet.
Mm-hmm.
He's just playing some kind of creature. And that is cast and crew rundown, unless you have someone else to add.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to our initial thoughts. All right, so full disclosure for you and the audience. Typically, as we've said before, we start the podcast, we start recording within minutes of having finished a movie. It's been about 20, almost 30 since we stopped. That's because after it was over, I texted you, I'm done, but I'm going to need a few minutes. I was weeping at the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
It was very moving. Very good. This was a fucking great movie. And I had to wait because I didn't want to have you and the audience listen to me sniffling every 10 seconds. This is a really good movie. You go ahead and talk now. Because I was weeping all over the credits. So it goes without saying, I loved it. I thought it felt kind of like a Stoker vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Very stark, very muted. But the storytelling was great. The cinematography was great. And reading that the scenes, except for the library, and there was another scene, the attic. Every scene in the house was filmed in the same house using natural light.
Nice.
That's fucking impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And for a first-time actual theatrical director, holy shit. This movie was long. It was almost 2 hours long. But there's no complaints on my end about it. I thought it was paced well. I thought the story unfolded well. It kept you guessing. My notes are filled with what is going on, like what's really happening. And yeah, I thought this was phenomenal.
I completely agree. This was a very well done mystery,
Yeah.
and it was very much channeling VC Andrews to me.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, top-notch acting from everyone, and as you said, the way that it unfolded was good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I completely agree. This was a damn good movie.
It was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because it started, I'm like, oh, what is this? like, no. We've had so many duds so far. And, not being a big fan of Charlie Heaton in general.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then I forgot that Anya was in it. And I was like, okay, cool, I like her. And I thought older brother was very good looking. So he reminded me of kind of like a younger Alan Tudyk.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of had that vibe going. So I thought he was just really, really attractive. So I was like, okay, we have Eye Candy and we have Anya Taylor-Joy, who I usually like anyway. Okay, I can get through this. But yeah, like as you touched on the acting, even the little kid, Sam, did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And, Charlie Heaton did a good job in his role. Jane was great. Like, everyone played their role really well.
Like the asshole played the role of being an asshole very well.
Yeah, and like you could see what was going to happen, but it was still fun to watch. Not fun, isn't yay, but like interesting to watch unfold. This movie, I can't think of anything negative to say about it. I think it fired on all cylinders. Easily probably one of the best movies we've seen so far, if not the best personally for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not expecting a ghost mystery story, but I think I'm most impressed by how it unfolded itself.
I had theories, and
Yep.
I just wasn't sure how the theories would play out, and it played out that my theories were correct,
Okay.
but not in the way that I thought they'd be correct,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
My theories were a bit more fantastical because it was so esoteric in the beginning, and on purpose because it was making you go for this ride.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like we were in a car with hoods over our heads and then dropped off somewhere, and we had to find our way back through the story.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, I don't like the way flashbacks are put into a movie. This was put in at the perfect time, the perfect length, and it explained itself when it needed to, because it left you guessing for like an hour and a half, and just played out wonderfully. And then it opened up all the other reveals, which were just wow. So, yes, we are both fans. That's awesome. I was like, please don't let TJ hate this. I was like, it was so good. It was so good. All right, you want to go into our breakdowns?
Breakdowns is fun.
Awesome. What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene? Let's see. For me, it was probably when they were all playing Risk.
Okay.
And, they tossed the dice out in the hallway, which was a dick move by the brother.
Right. Agreed.
And just how that entire scene played out. The tension was very well done. The lighting was very well done.
Yeah. Especially knowing that they use as much natural light as possible.
Yeah. And it was another one where the tension did let up, but we still didn't have any answers whatsoever at that point.
Yeah, why are the mirrors hidden? Or gone? Which is where my fantastical ideas were coming in. I was like, are they vampires? When Jack was having his episode when he was arguing with his brother Billy, and he's like, get out, and shut the door. I was like, are they werewolves? No, we don't know. All we knew is that they had to escape England, come to the United States so their past wouldn't find them. That's all we knew. And I was like, this is supposed to be a horror movie, so it could be, what was that movie called? The Hamiltons, was it?
Yes, or the Thompsons.
It could be like that kind of movie. And, obviously it didn't turn out that way, but again, like we were saying, we were trying to predict what was going on. And, the big thing with the mirrors in the beginning, before they really started explaining more in their own way, I thought was really well done. I think my favorite scene isn't just a scene, it's a series of scenes. I loved the layering of Anya Taylor-Joy's character reading the book about the family.
Yes.
While going back to the flashback, while Porter was infiltrating the house.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 layered scenes were done expertly. They were written well. They were paced well. They unfolded well. They were perfect. I was so happy that this is how we got our exposition.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get it way early. Like, we didn't get it from Porter early on in the movie, which I was expecting. We got some, but we got it as we needed it. We were fed like little crumbs, a little bit at a time, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if any, holy shit moment.
Probably when the sister was trying to get Scandrel, trying to feed him.
Okay.
She's reaching her hand in the hole, and another hand comes out and strokes it.
Yep. And then her reaction to it.
Yes.
Yuck.
Especially when we find out, why.
Yeah. My holy shit moment was... Initially, it was... okay, big spoilers coming out. If you haven't seen this, skip ahead, way ahead. When we first discovered that they were dead, but he was alive. I was like, oh. But then I got an even better holy shit moment when Anya Taylor-Joy found him in the fortress, the hideout, and he's doing all the voices.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, A, awesome. B, fantastic acting by George McKay. He had to do 3 different voices on top of his own, and he kept moving around in a circle, going back and forth, being each character. I didn't expect that. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect him to have, multiple personality disorder from the trauma of what happened. So yeah, that's mine. All right, if any, mediocre moment.
For me, the only thing that I'm going to say is mediocre, and it's not even so much a moment, and it's not even so much anything I complain that much about given the age of the actor, but at times the little boy was mumbling.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Some of his lines to the point that I'm like, I have no idea what he just said.
Jane did it a couple times too. My mediocre moment is actually your holy shit moment.
Mm-hmm.
When the hand touched her, only because, and it's null and void now, I wrote, this kind of kills the ghost build. Because we were building this as a ghost story, not a flower in the attic kind of thing, like you had alluded to. So initially that was a mediocre moment for me because I thought we were dealing with a ghost story, and the ghost touching her I thought was really But then when one of many reveals happened, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Gross. So it was only mediocre until we got the reveal about what was going on with the dad. So it was only mediocre till then because I thought we were dealing with a ghost story. We were kinda, but not in the way, as you said, the way we thought we were dealing with it. If any, LOL moment.
I didn't really have any.
I had one when the little boy says, I hate living with a ghost. I chuckled. I thought it was funny. Because just the way he delivered the line was just like, ugh, made me laugh. All right, anything else you would like to add, or you want to go to my notes?
Notes is fine.
All right, Philip's notes. I already touched on the whole, they were saying they had to go somewhere where we can be safe. So I said if this was a horror movie, they're vampires. If this was a period piece, they would be Jewish. I'm not trying to be a dick. It could have been some anti-Semitic, 1940s. I didn't know what time. We didn't know what time it took place until, that he went into town.
Which, I mean, honestly, at the beginning, that's what I was kind of thinking that past was. Because it would match, some of the time period and the fact that they were escaping from Europe.
Yeah, exactly. So it was one of the many theories I had. I wasn't sure what kind of movie we were dealing with yet. And then when Anya Taylor-Joy was introduced, I was like, watch out! She's going to trick you into killing her dad! I got it. It wasn't mediocre, but the sister, we can't use that money. We can't use the money. I'm like, okay, either you have cursed blood money or you're going to be split up in orphanages.
Weigh it.
What are your suggestions, Jane? What do you think we should do? Oh, nothing? Okay, then let your cute older brother take care of it. Then we get introduced to Mr. Nosy Lawyer, who actually wasn't bad looking.
Oh, no.
It wasn't too hard to guess, but I said the lawyer's going to find out about Jack and Allie, and he's going to fuck them over somehow. Oh, I love the scene where Sam, the little kid, is in his mom's room, and he sniffs her clothes and says, Mommy. Ugh. Just all the feels. It was so cute. So then I wrote, don't go back down, crawl faster, like when you heard the noise in the chimney. And he's like, oh, I'll stop and I'll go back down. I'm like, no, crawl up very fast. Dumb.
Yeah. It's like whatever that noise is, it can stay there.
Yeah, it's not important. It doesn't concern you. And you may have chuckled at my werewolf theory, but in the papers they called the dad the Beast of something.
The Beast of Brampton.
Yeah, the Beast. So my theory had some merit. And then I was like, oh shit, he's not a ghost, he's alive. Okay, so that's twist number 2. Eat your heart out, M. Night Shyamalan. This is how you do it. And then I thought it was even more interesting world building with Jack having seizures. And then when he woke up on the floor in pain. Because I have friends who have like fibromyalgia and epilepsy, and they describe their experiences like that. Or they'll wake up on the floor in agony because they had an episode. So I thought I did a good job of dealing with that condition. And then the lawyer, Porter, I got huge Ramsay Snow vibes from him from Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yeah, that's who I kept on thinking of, that he looks a lot like him. And mannerisms similar to him.
Yeah. I just loved. That's why it was my holy shit moment. I just love that it was all in Jack's head. The whole unfolding of like the mirror and taking the hand and saying the same words that the mom said in the beginning when Anya finds him in the little fortress, and it's Jack, but he turns to Anya and says, we need you to take care of Jack. I was just like, oh my god, I love you, movie. It was just well delivered and just really well done.
And I liked when Anya was in trouble that the second oldest brother was like, you got to let me take over.
And he says, quote unquote, Jack, let me do this. I wrote fantastic beside it. That was just fantastic. The reveal that it was Jack that went down the chimney. It's him doing everything. So that's just, this is one of those movies, if you watch it back with what we know now, that dude's all over the place. Then I wrote, poor Tom. He may have been kind of a douche, but I don't think he deserved to die at the hands of crazy monster daddy.
No.
The doctor tells Anya Taylor-Joy, love cannot grow in a sick mind. And I wrote, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. But I think a lot of that was just mentality back then.
Yeah. And then, so I wrote this one. Wow. It made me cry. It was very moving.
I thought it was kind of cool that she never gave him the medicine. Yeah. She was letting him live the world with his siblings.
I think that's when it got me. I was already loving the movie. I was like, oh my god, let me know when they're here. Come to me when they arrive or something like that. I was just like, it's just beautiful. It was beautiful. I thought it was interesting in reading some of the trivia that this is obviously Anya Taylor-Joy's second movie with someone with split personality disorder. And with Jack or George McKay being the oldest, I think it was Jane was the second, Charlie was the third, and Sam was the fourth. I think. Whatever their ages are in the movie, or the order of age, like oldest to youngest, is actually accurate to their actual ages.
Oh, cool.
Not number, just in like oldest, next oldest, da-da-da-da-da-da. That's kind of cool. And those are all for my notes. Anything else you'd like to add? You want to go to final thoughts?
Final thoughts is good.
All right, let's go to final thoughts. What can I say that I've already said? I love this movie. This is probably going to be one that I have to own. This is how you do a mystery ghost story.
Yeah, this, as far as like mystery ghost stories go, this is kind of up there with The Lady in White. Yeah. I think it was so grounded in a strange, anesthetized reality that everything that happened was that much more important. And we had a lot of misdirection, but was used well. And the fact that it was done by a first-time feature full-length director. This is talent, and you can't teach this kind of talent, because we've seen people that have been taught that can't do it. You can't get this pacing down like this and your storytelling down like this. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is a guy that we need to keep an eye on. So I definitely recommend it. I loved it. It is probably my favorite movie so far this month. And it'll be interesting to see if anything can top it. But I welcome it because I love watching good movies. So that's mine. And same, as far as recommendations go, this one definitely has to go up high on the list. I know plenty of people that would very much enjoy this, and yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to keep me posted if any of your friends watch it, So I want to hear some feedback on this one. Because, yeah, I thought it was just absolutely beautiful from beginning to end. All right, well, that takes care of final thoughts. But before we go, as it pertains to Marrowbone, what did we learn?
I learned if you take a little bit of Flowers in the Attic and toss in a little bit of the others, you end up with a damn good movie.
Agreed. I learned that there is beauty in madness. Well, that wraps up day 12. Thank you for listening. If you've seen Marrowbone, tell us what you thought of the movie in the comments below. Did you love it as much as we did? And did you find it as moving as I did? If you liked the video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends or cool people who might dig the Vizcast. And please subscribe to the channel, including hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on the newest content. Speaking of, for day 13, we'll be watching the movie Malevolent. This is a Netflix movie?
Yes.
And a TJ find. This is one that you've had your eye on. So that will be day 13. So until tomorrow, once again, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we'll return then to talk about Malevolent. Goodbye.
Bye.